Next time on Reality Renovision.
It's a little nostalgic because I grew up renovating Century Homes.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, look at this. I found my hearing protection after 30 years. She can check this out because, you know, she hasn't seen the floor. I need to know if it's going to be all right. What do you think?
Ah!
You can finish off the rest of the room.
room.
Your shoe might start leaking.
Yeah, that's why I haven't taken it out.
You're serious? You're not like standing on a, what is it, like a little short one?
Yeah.
I don't think this house has had a single permit since 1880.
Wow.
Hey, shovel? Yes, sir. I'm gonna have to open all this up. This is the fun part. Oh!
Woo!
Holy crap! That seemed dangerous. 800 square feet outdoor living space. Perfect every time. All right, let's get Mitch up here to have her. She can check this out because, you know, she hasn't seen the floor. I need to know if it's gonna be all right. Baby?
Hi.
What do you think?
Ah! Love it.
It's nice, eh?
Wow.
Like
I love
it looks so much more realistic and rustic than I even expected.
Absolutely.
I love the details at the end, how they got them a little minor bevel.
This is such an awesome product.
Yeah.
I know, right? That's exactly what I did.
It's quiet
That's so
too.
funny.
Like, it doesn't have a bounce to it like other floating floors.
The grains are just popping out in the wood.
Oh,
and
no.
It looks so.
There's so much fake flooring out there with no
Authentic.
texture, and this is just like, it's rich.
It is rich.
Now listen, Nate had to go. He's doing his job interview.
Yeah.
Can I get you to help me with some of the flooring?
I would love to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, look, I got my work boots on.
I know, I saw that. I'm like, oh, she
Where are
looks
my
ready for
safety
work.
glasses, though?
You don't need, there's nothing to do. You know, the wood doesn't fight back. You'll be okay.
Here come the comments.
All right.
Okay. It's gonna look gorgeous. Like, think about the closets here, the closets there.
Nothing's ever cut square at the factory. So overlap them a couple inches, cut them at the same time together. As long as you don't step on it and move it all over the place like I just did. Okay. Yeah, hey.
So am I kneeling down or what am I doing?
Can you use the saw?
No.
Okay. and we have to power that up again. I'm not using no damn saw. I love it. That is the best ever. Here we go. I'm gonna show you how to do this.
Yes.
Most of this floor I installed facing the other direction, okay? So I was pushing it in. It's actually quite difficult.
Oh.
Once you have enough room and you can work from behind,
Towards you.
it's easier to pull and push, okay?
Sure.
So grab your board, okay? You wanna slide it in the groove, nice and tall.
Yep.
Slide it over till you make contact here.
Yep.
And then start laying it down, okay? And use your thumbs to warp it to the contour of the floor.
Okay, high end up. Okay, let me just get a feel
Okay?
for it.
Yep.
Okay, nice and tight
Okay,
there.
now you want to just pull it. Yeah, so you're awfully quick to drop it down. You want to
am.
be careful of the lock.
Okay.
And then set it in place. Right? And then what happens because that happens?
Yes.
The next board is what locks that joint together. All right, well, I'm going to go to the store. You can finish off the rest of the room.
I mean, I don't mind taking the challenge, but
No, that's cool. I like hanging out with you. The way they package this, the tape joint is actually on the underside of the wood, so you don't risk wrecking anything. Can I have a really short piece there, babe? Thank you very much.
oh, I see.
All right, well, we're at that point where we're ready to put the next row of underpad down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the cutting station over here. Now, we're going with ram board on this one. This product here is just really thick. It's just the next level up in site protection, right? It's very, very rigid board. Site protection.
Huh?
So ram board is really thick. It's also got a spill guard. It's been treated so water beads up Then it gives you lots of time to come by and clean that up. When you put this down, you put layer against layer and you tape the joints. You got a really nice protection layer. Make sure when you install it, you cut it short of where your baseboards are gonna go, so you're not always fussing around after the fact. So I'm gonna just take the time to finish off the rest of the room.
Really?
Well,
Are you sure?
Yeah, because you know, you're cute and all, but
Tired.
I move faster alone.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming. Tomorrow, I'm gonna let you put the cardboard down. You can use the blue tape to join the seams together.
Sure.
This is important. Don't use this on the floor.
Well, I know, because it leaves behind the...
Someone's been watching some videos. Lots of green tape though for getting all the ends. And then I got meetings in the morning, but then afterwards I'm gonna be up here doing my taping. And you got meetings now.
I got meetings now.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
High five. Members are gonna love us
Life must go on.
when they figure it out. Okay. Kisses or am I too hot and sweaty?
No, never.
You. Yeah, I know. I get disgusted with myself there. See you, baby.
Bye.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. Now we're all set up at the other end of the room. I have to clean and prep and start my process over again. Trust me, this is the most convenient flooring you can ever install. One of the benefits of doing this kind of flooring is it's click lock. If you make a mistake, you unclick it. You don't have hardware fasteners and major issues to go with and risk of damaging your floor while you're fixing a board. It's an awesome product. And when you go to sell your house, you can say, I have hardwood everywhere, because you do. You're not lying. It's an engineered hardwood floor, but it's just engineered to make it easy for DIY installation. Gotta love this. Hey, Maddie.
Yo. Wait.
Hey, look at this. I found my hearing protection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
After 30 years.
After 30 years, finally.
Nice.
Doesn't that look stupid?
No, you look great.
What?
You look fine.
Huh? Yeah, I guess it works. We just got to finish off the floor so we can get back on to do the second coat of mud.
Yeah.
And then we got to finish the closet. All the
How long do you
details.
think that's all gonna take?
Well, I think that it's going to take us a couple hours to frame this up because it's kind of like picky. We got a weird floor.
I mean, for the mudding and stuff, because once we do finish the floor, I mean, the room itself, Nate and I took a solid week and a half.
Well, I already know about that, but I'm thinking, 3 days and we're ready to sand and prime.
3 days.
Yeah. Not a week and a half.
3 days max.
Not 3.5 weeks.
We'll see.
All right. I'll work the saw and I'll let your young back and young knees work the floor. How's that? All right.
Yep.
You got,
I'm gonna need
you need a pencil and that's about it, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, dude.
Well, what else would I actually need?
Pitter patter. We just got to open up another box. Because that is the side that you can cut without wrecking the floor. All right. Right? I'll measure and cut that piece off of a big one. You're not closed here properly. It's not closing properly. It's fucking pads.
Son of a gun. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Oh. Huh.
Nope, it's still not loaded. Okay, yeah. You got any debris?
So now we flip the board to see what's underneath, right? Yeah, some of them weren't actually straight.
Looks pretty damn straight to me. Let's try it again. Grab the rubber mallet.
All right. I don't know. Yeah, when I ran into this issue last time, I took out the level and the whole floor was straight. And it looked like the piece that I was using wasn't straight. I don't really know what happened.
It's always a possibility.
There you go. See that? Touching here. Yeah, touching.
Yeah. Okay, it's a piece.
It's always a bad apple.
You know, it's gonna happen sooner or later, right? Especially when you consider how long we've had this flooring in storage.
Cool.
All right.
You can use that one over there.
Yeah.
I'll just keep going.
It's a house that they dug a hole, took all the rocks from the neighborhood and made a wall, cut some trees down to make the floor joist package, and then they built on top of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty simple. It's good old-fashioned farmhouse technology. It's a little nostalgic because I grew up renovating century homes.
Yeah, you did.
So it's kind of fun. It's my favorite work environment because, how do you say it? When they built an old house, they didn't have the greatest technology, but they had more integrity in their baby finger than most companies can put together in a bad day. Like, everything everybody does in an old house is done to the best of their ability all the time. Yep. So you don't run into surprises. Like, there's no such thing as unforeseens in an old house. You know exactly what you're gonna get. You open up a wall, everything is exactly where it's supposed to be. And it was done with hand tools, for God's sake. It's kind of shocking, actually, how far we've come with technology being so incredible and our workforce being so lackadaisical.
Yeah.
I'll take an old house any day of the week. All right, guys, here's the deal. I am just finishing up with my bedroom upstairs, and the other day I called up Brad, the gas guy, and I'm like, B-Rad, what's going on with you? It's springtime. Can I get you organized in the next few months to come in and do my fireplace? Because we want to sell the house. And he says, yeah, sounds great, but I need to do this like next week. Because as soon as it gets warm, he goes crazy with air conditioning. So I'm like, okay, green light, let's get this thing going. So now I got 2 projects going on. This is COVID. You know, when you got a trade that's available, you just move, right? Heaven and earth, get it done, because I may not be able to see him again for another 8 months. Anyway, fireplace is going in. We're gonna get that finished. As soon as that's done, we can finish the floor, finish the space. One step closer to getting this house on the market. Here we go.
How far do you want it back?
12 inches.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack it to the floor now.
Yeah, let's do that.
The basement kind of gets iffy over here. So what I'm gonna have to do is drill my gas over here, and then I'll just loop it around the back.
So we were thinking of bringing it up through here. If that's your duct line, it comes straight out of the floor. So just run it right up here where it's nice and comfortable.
Okay, and then
That's
you'll
fine.
build your wall out.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that's tacked down to the floor now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna sit there, and we can do all of our work, and then,
Sweet.
yeah. Awesome, Jeff.
I'm loving it, man.
Oh, we have big news at my house.
Well, you put it.
No. Axel slept through the night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a big milestone. I got up and my wife had a smile on her face, and I'm just like, what's going on?
Zeus, go back to your spot.
I have a dog, so I know the pain.
You know the pain.
Slow down, mama, why you talk so mean? Good Lord, man, shit, it ain't what it seems. You got nice clothes, and nice shows, boogie down at the bar, fiddle tunes and homemade booze, but it always goes too far. Shooting pool, crack a jack, take off now, and don't look back, but hey, don't you wanna play? Hold on, sugar, why you look so sad? Come on now, mama, ain't nothing here so bad. You got a fast car, movie star, party on down the street with Mary Jane, good cocaine, lay me down there. Double down, throw some dice, take off now, don't think twice, but hey, don't you wanna play? Baby, come on.
Hello.
Hello. Don't put your fingers in there yet.
Yeah.
Baby, I don't work down there.
That's a hole. Brilliant.
I don't.
Sure. You collecting? Yeah.
Already gone. Sure is getting late. Come on now, mama. Don't you hesitate. Grab my hand, will we land? I got the champagne. We can knock it back, get on track. Come on, grab this thing. Double down, roll the dice, take off now. Don't think twice. Hey, don't you want to play? Say hey.
Oh, that's old school pilot. You gotta like hold it to prime it for a while.
Yeah.
Reminds me of an old fryer from a restaurant.
This is what we like though, because it's not all the electronics.
Yeah.
I hate all the electronics on the new one.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of going back to buying a car with a carburetor. Your shoe might start leaking.
Yeah, that's why I haven't taken it
Are you
out.
serious? You're not like standing on a, what is it, at least a little short one?
Yep. We're taking the dogs for walks and I'll have water in the bottom of my foot and I'll be like, damn you. Damn you.
Damn you, common sense.
It's actually called Serafelt. And what it does is, as when it burns, it like has like looks like ashes.
Glowing embers.
Yeah, glowing embers. Yeah.
Sarah Phil. For sexy fire.
Sarah Felt.
Sarah Felt.
Call it glowing embers.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna have it on when we show the place.
Hey, that's the winner shot right there. In and up and then drop. Remote control. How about that, eh? All right, well here we are. Step one, a little out of order. Traditionally when we're putting in a fireplace, and then we'll get the module, the manual, and we can get these directions for building the housing downloaded offline. But this happened really quickly because when I called my gas guy, he said, hey, there's only one more in Ottawa. Welcome to the year, right? So we just grabbed it. And he was available to come and install it right away because if he waited another week or two, it started getting hot outside, then next thing you know, he's not available because he's doing air conditioning. So we put this in right away. Now I got to build a box around it, which is kind of fun because I get to design a recess niche based on my access here with the ducting. So we can recess our TV. I was talking to my wife and we're gonna go with a shiplap look. Nice and clean and simple. We'll add a shelf off the backside over here for the receiver that comes with our satellite TV. And then we're good to go. Then all I gotta do is go over to my daughter's house, pick up the flooring, install it on both sides again, and put new flooring in her house. Finally, our living room will be done. Well, and that's not for today, because right now there is no lumber at the store. So I'm going back up to work in my bedroom. What a year. Well, here we go. Just gonna be telling you a little bit about my life right now. It's a day in the life of COVID lockdown up here in Canada. It is officially the end of May and we are still locked down. We've having some issues. So I got my fireplace installed, great. I managed to rescue the flooring from my daughter's place and fixed her all up, so that's all done. That was good. Now, of course, the project upstairs is delayed as well. We ordered a bunch of doors and stuff for the closets, and we ended up with a delay. There was a problem with the order, and the guys over at Classic Wood were amazing, and they fixed me up real good, and they took care of it, and they got me hooked up by the end of the week. And that was nice, you know, it's good to deal with professionals who want to make sure their clients aren't upset with them. Not like the delivery coming from the box stores. My God, everything I want in my house today, I've got to order over the phone, pay in advance, and they just keep on sending out the worst wood I've ever seen in my life. Can't figure it out. but we deal with it because I don't have an option. I gotta move forward. It takes almost 3 weeks to do a week's work nowadays. It's driving me mad, but that's okay. We're gonna make it, all right? So today we're gonna just get the fireplace surround all done. We came up with a design that isn't gonna require a great deal of well, anything. It's just really simple. It's shiplap and some 2x3s. We're gonna make a recessed TV box in there, trim it out, nice and easy. Anybody can do this kind of thing if you need to. And just as a note, if you are ever gonna put in a fireplace, consider installing it first and then build the surround around it. It's a lot easier than building the box first and then trying to stuff this all in and get the ducting done. I know the guys that did the install were really happy with it. All right, anyway, we're gonna get back upstairs as soon as I'm done doing all this. Hopefully, we'll be able to get this house on the market like I want to in August. Fingers crossed. We're gonna work with a cut list today because I'm not gonna have the saw right behind me, all right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to design it and make a cut list and then go and cut it all and then come back down here and build it. And we're gonna use a shiplap to do the face. Box on the other side, a couple of horizontal pieces to tie it all together, and then we've got a nailing surface for the shiplap. That way I can make the box, set it in place, shim it, use my laser level, and then drive the screws to make it fix in place. Now I got my cut list. Make sure that this wall is square to this one. All right. But I know it's going to be square if I just plumb one side. So grab the laser level, throw it up that column, make sure it's very nice. Perfect every time. And then we're almost ready to shiplap. The next thing I want to do is I want to get into the ceiling and put a piece of like 1x3 or something on top of the drywall above where this plate's going to go. So yeah, we do have strapping up here, Max. Just don't know where it is. You got to be You'd think I designed it. That strapping's right above my Merc. I got lucky. This side will be easy. This is a good time for a good stack of shims up against the drywall. There we go. And we just gotta do the other side. What are the odds that I get lucky again? I just don't see it, Max. Let's put the bulletproof drywall. Come on. Here, drywall. That is a piece of strapping right here. All right. So if I put this block directly on top and I drive a screw through it, I can compress them together over top of that drywall, and then it'll keep it from moving around. There we go. Back to my square mark. Bam. there's my marks. All right. This is awesome. Here we go. 26. I've got this board. We're gonna need a nailing surface. All right. Okay, I can mount each side that way. Everybody's watching to see if I put a brad nail on my finger. Not gonna happen, kids. But if it does, I do have my electrical tape handy. I'll be just fine. Whoop. Oh, my. There. Okay guys, it is day 2. So as you can see, I did a little bit extra work. I've got some trimming done and some patching and repairing done. The secret to working with this stuff though is because this is an MDF board, that means that it's still a regular price, right? It isn't affected by the pricing wars with all the wood. So it comes pre-finished. And the entire design here is made basically so that I don't have to paint this wood. We'll call it wood for the lack of a better word. I don't have to paint the MDF, it comes pre-finished. All I've got to do is paint all of my trim work before I install it, shoot in my nail, a little touch up, and then one little bit of pass with the paint afterwards to get it all looking really good. And I don't have to do any cutting around the edges because I'm not nailing near the edges, right? Nice and simple. We're gonna mount the TV and then we're gonna have a look. We'll get your opinion from way back what you all think about this thing. All right, I'm looking at 9.5 inches is a nice gap, so I'm gonna install it at 10 inches from the top, so I've got room to raise it and drop it on. Doesn't get any easier than that, does it? 10 inches is right on my line. Oh, no need to make a mark. So, here's my TV. My mounts are close together. I've wrapped my cable. In case you're wondering what this is, that's actually a little computer game. I've got Pac-Man and Galaga in there. All right. Crazy, eh?
That's great.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, well enough of this break. I gotta get back to work. But you know what? Not a bad little solution to the problem of not having enough flooring, eh? There's a solution for every problem out there. Even a solution for the challenging stage. Well, guys, we are getting to the final leg of the race over here. Master bedroom's almost done. I got a little bit more mud and paint work to do. But today we're doing a feature wall. This is gonna be a lot of fun. We are hanging, bum, 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 12 by 48 tile. We're gonna go 2 rows, stacked floor to ceiling. This is gonna be the feature wall where we can put our fireplace, TV, you know, right straight across from the bed. This is a really big room and it's gonna have some cool features. So we need a little something to spice it up, right? Once this room is done, it's gonna be all about the master bathroom. Time to give it a quick remodel, a facelift, and then we can get this house on the market. Can't wait to get it sold. I picked up a box of these. These are little spacers, all right? They come as a kit. And that wedge right there allows you to manipulate the tile. So you can go from 1/8 to a 1/16 or somewhere in between. You can manipulate the tile just a little bit, especially over a large space, to end up flush at the ceiling. Because the cement usually has the bonding power, if you buy the good stuff, to hold it to the wall and still move around on the wall for a good hour or two. So when you get after the first half is done, you make a fresh batch of cement for the second half of the wall, and then you've got all the time and flexibility to really mess around and make sure everything is just perfect before it all sets up on you. That's money in the bank. Right? Put it right there on the spot. We're gonna go level on this and put the bubble right on top of the screw. I'm gonna pick my spot. Now it's just about finding the other studs. Now in an old house, it's easy. You can actually look under the drywall and you can see them. I'll show you. There's no bottom plate. There it is. So you can just, that's where the stud is. That's too much fun actually when you think about it. So before we mix cement, I'm gonna just show you this. We have to have a center line, because as soon as we mix cement, I'm ready to go, baby. So like, let's get this done. So I need to have my tile coming to about here. Let's just go right on that line, all right? This is a great way to make that work. There's my center line. I'm just gonna bring my laser level over. That's all I need. All right, guys, so here's my cement mixer. This is what it looks like. It's really simple. It's not like the same as the drywall mud mixer, okay? We're gonna wanna make about a half a bag of cement, and that takes about that much water. Don't ask me how I know. Just been doing tile for a long time. Well, here's it for the rest of the power tools. It's my slow mixer. If you don't have one of these, you could use a regular chuck drive drill. Yeah, here we go. Now, this is my thin set I'm using today. Oh yeah, I'm not even wearing my mask. That's brilliant, eh? Oh, look at all that dangerous toxin, yeah! For everybody who wants me to live another 5 years to continue making videos for you guys, this is for you. Right away, I'm way too soupy, and that's okay. I'm just throwing another couple handfuls. And now I'm way too dry. What's the right consistency here? Somewhere in between pancake batter and Cool Whip. Here's a pro tip for you. I threw my laser level where my tile's gonna finish. Now I'm gonna just mark about 1 inch in from that. That's where I want my cement to finish. Once I get the first row on, it's real easy to work and build. But for right now, I wanna make sure I don't have any of the cement squeezing out past that line. Just makes sense, right? So I was gonna show you what we're gonna see. When we put it on the wall, we're gonna get this. And these ridges are what we're gonna have collapsing when we push the stone on. Because it's ridging and holding its shape, I know it's ready to be used. Lay that down there. We're only going 1 stone. That is cement on the wall. Now, since there's no such thing as a flat wall, is to back butter the tile. Wherever the tile makes any contact with that cement on the wall at all, even in the smallest, barely touched it, just, it's gonna bond. We're gonna set it on our wood. Yeah, we're gonna slap it on. There we go, we're almost done. Make sure the tile is clean. One of the benefits of the ridges that we created is it makes room for these tile spacers to be installed, okay? Once you've cleaned, you can put in these spacers. This is how you do it. Okay. 2 fingers and a thumb, like that. I'm 14.5. I'm 14 and believe it, 1/4. Isn't that amazing? It's an easy fix. We're 1/4 inch out. Raise that side a little bit. This time, 14.25 on the money. Perfect every time. To really play around and set all of our depth just perfect. So don't be afraid in too much of a hurry to say, oh, I got a clip, I'm gonna cramp it down, because you might be setting everything too close or too far off the wall. Get a couple rows in and always be tightening things up behind where you're working. And you won't run into this issue. Okay, it's next day, boom, we're ready to roll. So now we're gonna see if I know what I'm doing, and if I continue to work clean, every single one of these should break out without leaving a tab behind. I would suggest starting off with 3 parts powder, 1 part water. I like it a little stiffer than that. So now what we do is we just work with like a little bit of a handful at a time. There we go. All right, this stuff is thick like peanut butter, okay? If it's any runnier than that, you're in trouble. Because as it picks up the water, it gets runnier. Now you want to grout right up against that plastic edge there, okay? It's always going to be a little bit of a bead, so make sure you do that. Once it's on the wall, you take the side, clean it, you got a nice ridge, you can force it in the top. Grout floats have 2 different corners on them. One is rounded, one is square. Inside corners like this, you want to use the rounded. You want it to actually go in convex, okay? And then after, while it's drying, it might shrink up a little bit, but that's fine, at least it'll still be full. It's not just the tool, it's the direction you attack the grout line. If you come straight across, you're gonna trap air, okay? So you wanna start like this, and always on an angle across the joint. Go in 2 different directions if you need to. All right, folks, here we go. Master bedroom's coming along. Just almost done the paint. I had to get 1 more can because I ran out. 2 gallons was not enough for this room. So we're gonna mix that up. We're gonna paint the ceiling, the last wall section. Then I got some trim work to do. Got to get all the doors painted. We got to get our closets installed. We got to wrap our beams, and then we got to renovate the bathroom. So the good news is I've still got about 1 month left before I'm planning on putting this on the market. We should be having no problem with that because I only need a couple days here, need a couple days of punch list outside and downstairs. And the bathroom, you know, a whole month to do a bathroom is kind of a joke, right? If I can't renovate a bathroom in less than a month, it's time to put me out to pasture or maybe even put me down. We will see. Anyway, I got my handy dandy mixer blade here. This is refuge paint. This is our friends over at The Corner. They supply this. This is actually a recycled paint product, which is kind of cool. So it's a lot of, well, you see the technology, it's separated, right? Because they ship it up here. I got my little mixer here. We're gonna blend the oil technology in the latex paint first, mix it up real good, and then be ready to go. There we go. I don't care what anybody says. You just can't use a paint mixing stick to get this kind of a result. I don't care who you are. If you're buying modern paint, you need to have real mixing technology. That little stir stick just isn't gonna cut it if it's been sitting for a few days. Just use the tip of the brush to push it towards the edge of the wood, and then you pull it away. You're in control. Now, designing a closet really starts online, but all you have to do is, since we're building our own, is make sure that your interior finish dimension, you got about 26 inches of depth, okay? And the reason for that is when you're hanging clothes, 24 inches is comfortable, but giving yourself a little bit more distance is really beneficial so that when you close doors, you're not always catching a sleeve in it or something, right? It's an amazing way to get all of your stuff in drawers and behind doors if you want to without having to buy furniture. So if you consider the idea, especially in old farmhouses, you can use that space under the slope, right? And fill it all up with closets like this, and you don't have to buy any furniture. There you go, that's 14. So if I put the wood on the ground against the house, it'll come right to the window. I'm just going to be pulling these 16s through the window, and I'm going to use this paper towel as my lever point so I'm not going to damage my window trim. So this is going to be the bottom of the beam, and it'll be nailed to the existing collar tie. And then we'll have the 1x6 on each side, and it'll probably hang about a 1/4 inch lower, all right, just so we get a natural H shape. That means that we don't have to worry about warps and bends in the wood and inconsistencies and imperfections, so that we have a really nice finish feature, right? This is one of these moments where you get to see me make a mistake. This is what I ordered. Beautiful. Lots of cabinets, it's all hanging. In a traditional height closet, you have a second bar, so you got separates and then full length gowns. Perfect. No need for additional furniture in your room. But what I have is an 1880 farmhouse, not a normal closet. So I'm gonna go through a couple of the things we ran into, and then we think we have a solution to this problem, but let's just deal with this. So I'm dealing with my original slope ceiling here, okay? When these cabinets came, we then put them together. It's a cam lock system, like a lot of furniture that's ready to assemble. And we realized at that point that we couldn't get this up to the 80 inches we wanted to. Instead of going with that elaborate system, I'm gonna put in 3 towers, and I'm just gonna put in regular, good old-fashioned closet rods. And I'm not gonna get the performance out of this that I wanted. We're gonna have room for a rod in between that and a rod on the other side, and then a huge rod down on the end. Yeah. Such is my life. All right, so we're gonna need to incorporate the use of a lot of shims. It's a little problem. Consider yourself a closet. And we're gonna laminate these two pieces together and make them one, so I can level them off at the same time. Right then. So now we are going to use our shims. And we're out. Great. So in order to do that, I've got to pull the cabinet off the wall a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna just cheat. Okay, here we are. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. So it actually fires a line on all four sides of the room. So this gives me the ability to line up all of these everywhere in the room. So if you're sitting down or you're just picky when you go to buy a house and you want to have a good look, you're going to see it's perfect every time. Way too easy. Love a good 4-inch cabinet screw. So you have a clean side and a cut side. Stick the cut side in the hole because even if it's really rough cut, that'll hide it. Set the bar in place. Here we go. I'll make an adjustment and then set it. All right, now it's time to put on the mullion. And this is just a simple piece of flat stock. It's rounded on both sides, so it has a nice soft edge, okay? Okay, gotta line up the gaps. There, got it clicked. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Put that chisel away before it hits my new floor. Well, obviously, things change, right? I'm not going with the stained beam anymore. I got the stain done, let it dry overnight. Came back in the next day, it was nice and sunny. And I'm looking at the room and I'm like, the color of this stain is just not turning dark enough to be a dark gray. It's kind of like a blue gray on the pine. And it might just be because of the wood. And so it was like, I have a really light green, I've got a beige and gray tile, I've got a gray floor. If I introduce a fifth color in this room and it's blue, it's just gonna be nasty. So I flipped it over. And I'm now installing all these beams and prepping them for paint. After we have everything installed and dry decked and sanded and primed and caulked, whew, then we can paint this sucker. Still gonna need 2 coats of something. I'm going with the same trim paint as I use on all my doors, and I'm just gonna use a mini roller and a brush to clean up my edges, and this will all be done. So let's take a look at the finished product. All right, guys, listen, this master bedroom project is finished. Scratch one off the list. So now we just got to get our living room finished off, right? I've got to put in the pot lights and I got a few touch-ups to take care of. But before I get to that and finish my ensuite, I want to finish everything up here first. Now I'm getting into production mode and getting this house finished. I'm gonna work from the top down so that I'm not using a finished space as my staging area or where I got my saw set up. God, I gotta start playing smart and not just go one room at a time. So, we're in the last few days of the project here. I've got a couple weeks left. We're gonna finish up here, kind of tidy everything up on the way out the house. The next few videos are gonna be a whole lot of fun as you guys get to see how we get to finish all these projects off. The place is starting to look spectacular.
Next time on Reality Renovision.
Last project of the farmhouse.
What is the plan with all this stuff?
Yeah, it's a remodel. So we're gonna tile over tile in the shower. We're gonna remove the vanity. My God, this was done on the cheap. Oh no. You gotta be effing kidding me. The shut-off valve just broke off from my hand.
All right.
Okay, roll. God, this is like memories of the fire table. Get to the other side. Vanity's out of here. We're gonna open up the wall sconces, 2 separate mirrors instead of one big one. We're gonna go to 2 sinks. We're gonna move the water supply and rebuild a new location box here. We're gonna install a new floor over top. This is already a heated floor. So I got products to put in a new hardwood floor on top of here. We'll give us a week. This is a one week flip on this bathroom.
Fingers crossed.
Which is good because I don't have any more time. I wanna get this house sold.